Good morning. We have a lot of exciting things happening this week, and Malcolm is having a sleepover at my sister-in-law's house. Her girls talked her into it, so it's a little weird to have the morning all to myself, but the options are endless. I could do laundry, I could read a book, I could watch a TV show. I think I'll probably do laundry. But I already enjoyed a bath bomb bubble bath, and that was lovely without interruption. So I'm nice and relaxed. I'm gonna go get ready for the day. Hi guys, I thought while Malcolm was away at his sleepover, I would sit down and chat with you. I first of all want to thank you all for your love and support. I can't say that enough. I'm so grateful to have an army praying for me. It is incredibly humbling, the response that I've received from posting my last YouTube video. So thank you so much. I've reached out personally to some of the women that have influenced me in my life. My friends on Facebook, people that I know that would be willing to share their stories. And the response has been nothing but positive. I have about 25 women that have said that they would like to be featured on my YouTube channel and to share their stories. So stay tuned, because I will be sharing some incredible, empowering stories with you about women that are incredible. So I'm blessed to have such a support system. I know that not everyone is blessed to have that. So I feel incredibly humbled and loved to have such a support system. Heavenly Father has blessed me with some incredible earthly angels, and I'm grateful for that, because it has helped me so much get through the trials that we're going through. And so I'm just grateful for that. This last week I watched a conference online. Kelly Jensen, I found her on Instagram, and she had a conference that I watched about living our lives intentionally. And she has created a live list. If you don't know what a live list is, it's a lot like a bucket list, but it's living life more intentionally. So you set goals about what your family dynamic, what you want your family dynamic to look like. If someone's struggling in your family with being shy or something like that, you set goals to help them with those things. So we are going to create a family live list. Stay tuned, because I will be sharing what is on our live list, and I'll be showing you when we check off our live list things. One of them was to go on a hike, and we crossed that off our list this last weekend. We went on a little hike, and if you haven't seen that clip, it's in my YouTube channel. I also wanted to sit down and talk to you about our infertility and miscarriage journey. I guess go in more depth. So some of you know and some of you don't know, so I just wanted to talk to you, really. Sorry, I feel like a goober. I don't know what I'm doing here on YouTube. I don't know anything about filming. I don't know anything about editing. I don't know those things. But I am so excited to learn those things, and so you're on this journey with me. I am learning. I don't know what I'm doing, so here we go. We have one son, and he is 3 years old. He is the light of my life, and he keeps me on my toes. It was a journey to get him here. David and I have been married 9 years, and we started trying to get pregnant when we had been married, I think, 2 years. And it took us a good 3 years to get Malcolm here. I would go to doctors and they would say, everything looks fine. We didn't have insurance for part of that time, so there was a lot of times where the doctors just wouldn't be willing to help us out. we finally went to a doctor that listened to us and tested. We got some blood work done and found out that I wasn't ovulating. And so we took Clomid, which helps you ovulate, and I was on that. I was on one of the highest dosages, and it wasn't working. And we got to the point where the doctor said that if we could continue one more cycle, and if that didn't work, we would need to do more aggressive infertility treatments. We would need to test David. We would need to go more in depth. So I was feeling very discouraged, and the miracle that Malcolm is, I can't even put it into words, because all on paper we shouldn't have gotten pregnant when we did. I was out of town on a business conference in Texas, taking Clomid, and I had it on my nightstand, and the room service must have cleaned it or took it. I don't know what happened, but the last dosage of Clomid that I was supposed to take was gone. And then I came back from that conference, and technically I probably should have ovulated when I was gone or something like that. I can't remember, but I was like, this isn't gonna work, and I was feeling very discouraged. And David and I prayed about it, and we felt like instead of going further into infertility treatments, that we needed to adopt. And that's something that we're still open to. Our hearts are open to adoption if that's how we need to grow our family. I'm so supportive of adoption. And so we were 2 days away with meeting with the adoption agency when we found out we were pregnant. And when I took the pregnancy test, I was by myself. David was on a camp out with his scouts. And I actually took the pregnancy test thinking that it was going to be negative, and then I was just going to throw it away because David would get frustrated when I took pregnancy tests, because all it did was make me depressed because they were always negative. And so while he was gone, I decided I'm going to take one, and it's going to be negative. I'm going to throw it away, and I can just move past it. But it was positive. And then I still didn't believe it because we had a false positive pregnancy test before. And so I still didn't believe it. David came home from his camp out, and I said, we may or may not be pregnant. I don't want to get your hopes up because it may be a false positive again. But I took a pregnancy test and it's positive. And we were both so in shock and so excited. And Malcolm's just a complete miracle to us. I remember writing in my journal saying that I felt like it was my Abraham and Isaac moment, where Heavenly Father was just seeing how far that we would go, and we would put our trust in Heavenly Father. And once I turned it over to Heavenly Father and felt like we needed to adopt, that's when the miracle happened with Malcolm. And his pregnancy was fairly healthy. I spotted when I was pregnant with him, but other than that, I actually really enjoyed being pregnant and felt like it was such a miracle to have him. So yeah, it took us 3 years to get Malcolm, and so now our trouble is getting pregnant and staying pregnant. So about 1.5 years ago, actually in January 2015, January 2015, David and I decided that we would start trying to have another baby. And that was even hard for me to just even talk myself into trying to have another baby, because financially, on paper, it didn't make sense. We are currently living with my parents because David lost his job 2 years ago, and out of the blue, and we weren't prepared for that. So we sold our house and we moved in with my parents, and when we decided to start trying again, on paper it didn't make sense, but I kept on feeling very prompted and that we needed to do it. And so it took me a good probably 6 months to even convince myself that we were going to try. And then we did try, and we got pregnant fairly quickly. I guess it took about 6 months to get pregnant because we got pregnant in June, I want to say, May or June. And we found out that that was a tubal pregnancy, or it's called an ectopic pregnancy. And luckily I was able to find out early enough that they didn't have to do surgery. They gave me a shot that deteriorates the tissue. I guess I should explain what a tubal pregnancy is. A tubal pregnancy is when the embryo implants in one of the fallopian tubes instead of in the uterus. I hope I'm using the right terminology. I am not good at anatomy, so yeah, it's in the tube, and it can be very harmful for the mother. It can be deadly, actually, if we weren't able to find it. So it's a blessing that we were able to find it. And so we found out early enough that we got the shot, and then that was kind of a long process as well, because then I had to go back and get my blood test every so often to make sure that my HCG levels were dropping, because if they weren't dropping, that meant that I would need to have surgery. But it didn't cause any damage to my fallopian tube, which is such a big blessing. It's a blessing that we caught it early. And that was pretty devastating on David and I, but we just felt like, okay, that was a fluke. We'll try again. And so we tried again, and we immediately got pregnant with our second. Now, the second miscarriage, I'm going to say, was by far the hardest on me. And so maybe I need to go more in depth on that in another video. But for now, that's the update. And have a great Monday. I'm excited because we're going to a corn maze this evening for family home evening. David and I have been invited to do a murder mystery dinner with some cousins. So I'm looking forward to that. And David's birthday is this weekend. If you have any ideas of what I should do or get him for his birthday, leave a comment down below, because I'm kind of clueless and I would love to surprise him. So if you have any ideas, leave some ideas and share some love. And again, if you enjoyed these videos, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, share with your friends and your family. I want to get the word out about our journey. So thank you so much for your love and support. I cannot say that enough. Stay tuned for our live list, and we'll talk to you later. If you look real close, you can see a hand in there and some feet, but not much else. And Malcolm's quite content in that leaf of piles. That pile of leaves. Malcolm, can you see me? Yep, I can see your hands.
You know it's a treasure every Saturday for you.
Okay, I'm ready. Where's Malcolm? Is it cozy in there?